Hello, this is Nathan Hammock, and this is my response video for the social identity wheel assignment. To start, I would say the chapter is about how our identities shape our experiences, like our race, gender, religion, and so on. I would say it talked about how some identities are very visible, like your skin color or gender, while others, like your sexual orientation, may not be as obvious. A big point was somehow identities are already pre-assumed, meaning they could assume it based on how you act or look, while others, um, like how you personally identify, may not be as obvious. It got me thinking about how people might see me one way, but I could see myself a whole different way. And then my three big takeaways from the reading, I would say people's assumptions about how you can be way off just because of what they think they see. That hit me because I'm sure people assume stuff about me that doesn't actually match who I am. Second, I would say identities can give you privilege or just something along that line of being privileged. It made me think about how society treats people different on things like race or gender, or even your ability to do some things. Third, I would say I liked how it said identities can shift depending on time or place. You might feel like your race more in one setting around certain people than in another. I used to think identity was more like set in stone, so I liked that. I felt like it was eye-opening. And then to explain how the social identity wheel connects to the reading, I would say those big ideas, it takes big ideas to make them apply to yourself. Like instead of just thinking, oh, this is a cool concept, you're forced to like actually look at race or gender and how it plays in your life. Makes it more personal and you can see it show up in the real world on a daily basis. Um, which identities from the wheel do you think about most often and why? I would say I think about probably race and gender the most. I feel like race is a really brought up thing in today's world, especially on social media. Just people with blatant racism or how it could even affect me personally and how I get treated. Like not growing up with a certain amount of money or things along those lines, like basically class. And then gender, being a guy, there's always expectations to act a certain way or just be a certain way. And I've been just noticing that more lately personally. I'd say for identities that I least think about, I'd say probably my national origin. Since I wasn't born in the US, and I'm from Germany, like I don't know. I just don't see it as like an insane thing as maybe other people would see it as. Like I still see myself as American. I was just born out there because my dad had been in the military, and I don't know. It's just the one I would say I think about the least. Which identity would I like to learn more about? Why? I would say spirituality or religion because I didn't grow up religious at all, and I don't know that much about religion. And I would just like to see other people's perspectives on it and maybe find a place where I stand as well. Which identity has the strongest effect on you and how you see yourself? I'd probably say social status. Growing up, I had a lot of friends, um, and I feel like I had great opportunities because of how the position my dad had put me in, and it influenced some of my decisions, even to like where I'm at today. And why is it important to reflect on our identities? I would say it's important because we all assume that the world is just normal, but it really gets shaped by our own experiences and identities. And it could just help us think more open-minded than some, like, even if we don't fully get someone else's personal uh, perspective. And to finish, what is one thing you learned from this activity? I would say that there's just more layers to identity than you would really think there is. Um, I've obviously always known who I am, but it just made me question why I see myself a certain way and how much it comes off, I guess, off myself from the world around me. And that's my video response. Thank you.